kind of day. The sun is shining, and I'm chilling with my loved ones. It's the perfect kind of day, and from ear to ear I'm smiling, while the children have fun. I ain't got nothing planned to do, and I ain't got nowhere to be. I think I'll throw something on the grill, cause later on I'm trying to eat. But I'm alright, if you're alright, and you can go anywhere you like. But as for me, if you don't mind, I'ma post up right here and unwind. Out and chillin' on Gucci, Gucci, baby. And that's the way I like it. That's the way that I like it. Wherever the phone is blowing, I don't care, I don't care. I'll be so delighted, I will be so delighted, yeah. You would think it was a Saturday, the way that I'm so chill right now, yeah. This is my way to celebrate, this is my mental getaway. This is my release therapy, my heaven on earth right here for me. I ain't got no plan to do, and I ain't got nowhere to be. I think I'll throw something on the grill, cause later on I'm trying to eat. Well, I'm alright, if you're alright, and you can go anywhere you like. But as for me, if you don't mind, I'ma go sit right here and unwind. Gucci, Gucci, and I like it. Ooh, I like it. Wherever the phone is blowing, I don't care. Let them blow. I'll be so delighted. I will be so delighted. Yeah. Love that's urgent to me right now. I told you my plan is to chill. I cancel all of my appointments, so I got time to kill. I'ma relax and be free. I'ma set my mind at ease. Life at this point is on cruise control. This is how it's planned to be. Gucci, Gucci, baby.
Oh yeah,
Midwest Kush.
I'm taking them copyright claims this morning, y'all. I'm taking the copyright claims. Shout out to my girl, my sis, Empress. I just got a notification. It's your birthday, girl. So on my journey where you know I got to be, happy birthday to you when you wake up. I hope you replay this and get this message from your girl. Happy, happy birthday, girl. I'm taking the claim this morning. Give me the copyright claim. I don't own this song or the other song. Then I'm gonna come alive for a minute. Happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday. What? They got it. They taking them shots. Let me down whatever. Hey. She's a good girl. She got a man. Stay with her. Like I was her baby say.
DJ Moondog.
Happy birthday, 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 I'm up in the section, we got bottles up and it's full of them gold. And you know that I'm sexy. Right up the road.
Get to stupid tune.
Man, I'm in my zone. My swag in the band. They keep coming for long. Happy birthday, Empress. Happy birthday, girl. Let's get up. It is my B-Day. And this is my 50th car. Oh, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch.
You're looking so good for your birthday, I wanna celebrate with you. Take this whole party to my hotel and baby, you can bring your crew. Got a house in the hills and my life is a window, I'll show you the view. Yeah, my Audemars says that it's time to pop bottles and get in the pool.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah, girl, gon' gon' put it down for it.
Come on, put it down, Empress.
Yeah, girl gon' put it down for it.
Now, y'all, I had to come on, get some shout outs. Empress, my number one mod with my other mods. Y'all know she's been in the cut, ain't gone nowhere. Has stayed completely humble throughout this whole debacle. Interesting journey with Mr. Kelly. She says her piece to me behind the scenes, and she just keeps it moving, you guys. She has also took a journey with me with, keeping me humble, helping me maintain my sanity. And for that, girl, I love you. I loves me some Empress and my all my other mods. I love them all, but throughout it all, she's really have been behind the scene with Papoose, look Papoose, and then it'll be that time. Okay, Papoose, you can get the green light. Go head on and go do what you got to do. I did catch a lot. I had to catch up, you guys, on a lot of stuff. I don't know what, but somebody hit something or dug something or whatever, and it shut down telephone lines and internet yesterday. Y'all, I was like, oh my God, I can't live. Oh my God, I have no internet. So I'm like, I caught a glimpse of some things when I ran to the mall. I had to run to the mall, y'all. I decided to pick up another hobby, so it's gonna take me a minute to get into it though. So, but one day at a time with that. But shout out, y'all, to Empress. Y'all show Empress some love in the chat, so when she do wake up or peep in, she'll be able to catch the love coming from all of you people that has been on the journey and has been participating in the chat. And those that know Empress, send her some shout outs, some happy birthdays, y'all. That's a stepping girl there, though. That's a stepping girl. So now, I've been getting some messages, and you're the people, are you okay? I'm Gucci. I'm always Gucci. I've told you guys over and over, I don't, you know, it's different emotions, for different people. I understand that, right? And come from all around the world. It depends, right? Pap is a different, and I told you guys, I'm a different breed. I'm a total different breed. Did I feel what had happened to Mr. Kelly? Understand that I know the process. So being prepared for the worst at the beginning of this big fight, I can honestly say that, I was prepared for it. It was just crazy with so much preponderance evidence in short time coming for Jennifer Bonjean to break a lot of stuff down. Had she come out at the very beginning when Greenberg and them came out, we may have seen a different solution. We may have seen a different outcome of this situation. So, and I've always say to myself or whatever, oh, this has got to go, to the Supreme, because they coming with it, you guys. They entrapped him from every goddamn direction, you name it, wanting him to forcefully say some things. I gotta come live because something that is behooving me, and I stepped in on Dr. Rogers' channel last night for a second. I kind of dozed off a little bit, and I had to, I just wanted to impose a question on her. Not that she knew the answer to it, but psychologically, help me make some sense of this. And that has something to do with a clause that Trent has said, with Mr. Kelly finding or attacking his situation a different way when it comes to dealing with money, and I kind of, my eyebrows kind of raised up on that one, y'all. I was like, wait a minute, are you implying that, Mr. Kelly should have kind of did some hustling first in everything? But and I'm listening to Trent, I was like, oh, okay, well, that may be his theology part of it or whatever. But then if you think about it, Mr. Kelly, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, nah, Mr. Kelly, hold your goddamn integrity. Hold your goddamn truth. Don't go at this case no kind of crooked or, hustling kind of goddamn way. That's just was my, inner thoughts to myself after listening to something that Trent has said about, ways of money and masters and attorneys and coming up on 10 million or whatever. And all of us are going to see things differently, right? But that was the way that I saw that, because I was like, wait a minute, that didn't make sense. There was something else that was said out there. I'm going to talk about it Saturday too, as well, with Trent, because it just don't make sense. Because, he gave Bookham some goddamn credit. Whatever. I don't give a damn. But this is where, I'm going to tell you, real talk, y'all. This is where I sit with this shit here. This is where, because I was like, wait a minute, Trent, though. Mr. Kelly case was very serious from the beginning. So then I'm saying, well, what part was actually serious, with Trent? And because we all have done, I know that I have, a lot of people have done a little share of shits and giggles, right? But I look at my shits and giggles where it did not pertain to making any type of mockery or playing with people out here pertaining to Mr. Kelly's case. My shits and giggles is a total different thing about what a person does or how the person said or may act it on his channel. Nothing to do with the case, right? And I'm sitting there going, but wait. Hold up a second, Trent. Hold up a damn second, right? So, give or take, Don Russell sat on Trent's channel, sat on his channel. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure, because y'all know how my phone be doing when I'm traveling. So, and I'm thinking, but wait a minute, didn't they sit up there together when Don Russell called in? And wasn't Trent and Don Russell amping up together along, here and there with the sisters, right? Saying that, oh, well, we could put this program together. We can pilot this, right? And we can come up with such and such a dollars with so-and-so, and we could probably reach this attorney with no. I mean, they were idolizing together. I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong in the chat, y'all please tell me that I'm wrong. But I watched that whole live, right? Because I was interested in it. But that's what I saw. And I'm saying, wait, what? Okay, thank you, boo. Thanks, D. I'm saying to myself, but wait a minute. Now you're saying that, well, hold up, Don was this type of person or this person, and Bookham is 80% right. Now, the only time Bookham ended up being 10%, or the other 15% wrong, was when he had to address the fact about himself, which was Trent, right? But you're throwing clearance on yourself. But what about clearing up the fact that I saw him. I saw him, Don, and what was the name of it? The $1 million? I don't know. I forgot the name of the piling of the money that they were going to attempt to do, right? So, my question that I was trying to impose to Dr. Rogers, right, which I didn't expect for her to have a clear answer to it without her actually knowing it, right? So I asked, but what part was real, with Trent? I had to ask that, right? Did we just do you sat up there and posed and talked about piling monies to get bigger and fancier attorneys for Mr. Kelly with Don Russell? So at that time, I'm thinking, well, is Trent put into a position by himself or someone else to actually depict or decipher whether if Don Russell was crooked? In other words, was Trent put there like as his own, personal PI? Was he trying to figure Don Russell movement out at that time? So that was the question that, I was asking him, because if so, then this ain't no shade towards Trent. This is just me, depicting what he has said. Just what was it, 2 days ago or a day ago or something like that? After all the sentencing and things, and then he had come live or whatever, and I was over here like, whoa, Lord, my internet was down 12 freaking hours, y'all. I was freaking out. We all freaking out, y'all. I'm like, oh my God. Then it just interrupt and mess with my phone calls and things. So I can only pretty much, and I was in the house and I wasn't coming out the house because I didn't feel like I could have went, around another different side of town or whatever to sit there. But it wasn't that serious for me. I had been went to the mall and Home Depot or whatever. I had a flower die, y'all. I was like, man, that's why I hate doing flowers. So I had to go buy another cheap flower to replace that one. So yeah, you love bug. I'm just saying something just wasn't. It was just too conspicuous for like, hold up, wait a minute. So if that's the case, then I'm thinking, why are we calling out Don Russell now? What about when Mr. Kelly was going through all of this stuff, and instead of sitting there joining in or pretending to join in with this, I guess whatever money team that they were trying to put together with the two sisters and him and Don Russell, they kind of all was speaking on it. I can't even think of the name of it, y'all. It was something. It was some big old campaign, some big old raising of the money thing, right? But Trent alleged to have been in on that with those three individuals. So, because I'm sitting over here like, well, okay, they doing their own thing. They gonna try to reach up and get one of those, the real big, what's his name, Mezzanir, I don't know, the Michael Jackson attorney or somebody or whatever. They finna try to dig, real big together. They over there coinciding with paperworks and coming up with ideas for this and this or that. So when I heard him speak on that, I was like, wait a minute, this is. Huh? That was totally freaking confusing, you guys. Now is you knew it, or yep, he was this and Bookham was right. But when you really look at the whole picture of it, to be, in my opinion, and humble, I have to say, if you sitting with one person and saying that this person wasn't wholesome, and you sitting with him, is you two ain't wholesome. You don't go and deliberately work with a unwholesome person for what? Like, didn't I tell you that the straddlers, and when you sit beside something that you think or is toxic, right, and you just riding with it, right, that makes you toxic as well. That makes you no different. Like, that makes it appear to be like, well, what was, if I may say, what was the hidden agenda there? What was the hidden agenda there? And then to top it off, like, so all of that fake and riff-raff stuff fighting between, I guess, him and Booker must have been fake. Because now you don't know what's real and what's fake with Trent's story. You understand what I'm saying? But I say that to say this. I say that to say this. It's always these wannabe, highly educated, multitude people with different types of levels of degrees, or different, because they learn all this stuff. The $1, no, it was something else that they call that the sisters and Don Russell and Trent had a name for it. I remember them saying the name for it. I just can't recall the name right now, but this is where you see, this is how with psychology develops, because you'll have a human nature, and they'll take themselves and they'll apply the brain to so many different areas of mental way of thinking, you know what I mean, like of studies. Like, I learned engineer, okay, I know how to hard. Okay, I know how to do a bank heist. I know how to do politics. And you take all of that. You take that one person that is multitude in so many different freaking areas of life, right? Diversified to the fullest. And what they can do to you is take I'm going to call it genius, because at some point it's a genius when you can consume and develop so many different areas. But that stuff sticks to that conscious. And then when it's time to find a way to work it on a person, they can dig in each single freaking area. And then those areas can come, so when they speak on it, they're wired. So when they speak on it, you over there with your eyebrow raised up and who? Because you don't know the studies of that area. So you don't know that it came from that side, or you don't know the studies from this area, or you didn't know that they had to use this scalpel to get in here. And now mix all of this shit up like gumbo. Mix it up like gumbo. And then once you have received it, right? To some people, oh, it's going to sound so good. It's going to sound so tasteful. Ooh, you going to bite it. Ooh. But then you take that one person like me, like me, right? I don't have all these studies in all these different areas. So my mind is pretty much consumed to it's clear. It's not cluttered up there. So I can actually hear. I can hear it, you guys. So I'm like, wait a minute, that belongs over there. But that belongs over there. Well, why are you mixing that from over there to over here? You understand what I'm saying? So, and it makes your ass go, And a lot of people just ain't going to catch it because it all sounds good, because all you hearing is this intellectual genius of a person who has studied in so many areas, and they know how to deliver it to you where you just won't catch it. You know what it just sounds good. And if something, and you have to go off of our ancestors, what do you call it? Mythology, right? Where they come up with this shit. If it sounds too goddamn good to be true, then some shit ain't true. I'm just saying. So I was listening to it and I'm like, wait a minute. Like I said, back to my original thought process. But you sat with Don Russell. You were sitting up there saying, well, we can do this and we can do that and we can do this, we can do that. Yep, that's going to sound good. Yep, but we need to do this. But what about this? And and I was trying to get, tack with Greenberg and so and such and such and such. Until now is Bookham is 85%. Right? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? When did the shoes change? When did the shoes change up? Motherfuckers just sitting on the bed, changing shoes every goddamn day. You say, well, they got me, but I thought it was legit. Oh, well, my heart was in the right place. You right, T-Lynn. You right. We have to live and learn, baby. But if it was just, I don't know, but that's all I'm saying, D. Ferris. That's just my humble thought process of just listening to Trent yesterday. I think, when he came out, might have been the day before, yesterday or something. I got to go back and look at the live. But go back and look at the live. And then go back and look at the live with, type in there, Don Russell and Trent. Type it in there. And listen to how y'all had a plan together, I guess. Well, the spectators assumed, because, okay. So now it's like, the book of 85%, right? So my question, because I had a question, what part of Trent was telling the truth back then? Or was Trent just put into place as his own PI to investigate what the sisters and Don Russell was doing? And if so, I'm going to take it a step further. If so, why wasn't they called out? You know what I mean? Why? I'm not saying like oh my God, well, he's phony. Well, he's phony. But maybe then, wait a minute, yes, maybe I am. Because if they were, then you just keep staying on that shit. That's real. You just keep staying on it, but they let it go. They let it go. I'm Tamara. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. And then he says that, he came out here and he was, and no doubt about it. Trent was goddamn it working the fucking Constitution. No fucking doubt about it. He would break down all that goddamn first through the 16th. No doubt about it. And you can't take that from him because he studied in that area. He's good in that fucking area, right? But this is just my opinion. I'm saying to myself, well, okay, Trent, I understand that, right? But Trent says that, he had came in with the heart of it, right? And his genius of being able to break down the paperwork or write some letters and things up for, Greenberg or go over with a grammatic area or trial and error on the paperwork, meaning will work or what could work and what shouldn't work, what they shouldn't be, things like that, right? He wanted to, do the correcting, copy paste, kind of things, right? Which he talked about the other attorney. And I'm gonna have to say this though, sometimes and not most of the times, and I could guarantee you this goes on up in the goddamn White House with them president, copy and paste. Everybody do some goddamn copying and paste, because the one rule that you're copying the place that on one goddamn case can sure in the hell work on another goddamn case. So instead of just typing all of that shit out, you just copy it and insert and paste that shit right there, because where it fit at amongst your narration of a paragraph or a law that you want to talk about. So copying and paste, man, it just saves a lot of time. Do you think that Jennifer Bunjing would have been able to write up all of this stuff in a short amount of time, even with her colleagues, right? Without some copying and paste? Everybody got the copying and paste is the shit. Shit. Like, wait a minute, what was the law for this so and so? If I'm in here and I'm presenting a case or whatever, right? And I got to tell these people, well, Article 12 says blah, blah, blah. I'm not finna to sit here and write out the whole Article 12. I'm finna to go and click on in the article, book 12, I'm going to put my pointer, highlight everything that I know that I need to insert to explain to these people where you have done the violation at, because right here, this is what it says. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to insert and I'm going to paste that bitch right there. You damn right. So, but, that's here, near, or there, but because he had something to say about all of the different attorneys that had came about. This one wasn't right. Tom Mezzin wasn't right. Greenberg had this flaw. Doug Anton was such and such and such a person, right? But then, this is, with Trent, he's going on about things that he could have done and how his heart was in it at first, woo woo, vaze skippy, blah, blah, right? So, and I'm like, all of a sudden, things had took a U-turn. He talked about a while back on his live, or how the other guys was receiving too much money for their bullshit, right? And at some sense that kind of got to Trent, and he admitted that he allowed emotions to come out and take over him, that kind of flipped him a little bit from being on the level that he came in this fight for Mr. Kelly at first. And then everybody started hearing him, well, he's guilty. He's this, and then got this, and got this, and got that. Everybody saw that, right? So I'm just, I was baffled with what he was saying. It's like, wait a minute, though. It's hard for, I'm gonna say, human nature, because I won't put it down to the color or the race, because it happens with everybody. It's hard. It's hard for a populated, demographical people to relate, to agree, and to understand totality of one individual, especially when you have already looked at a person do the damn thing. You understand what I'm saying? But this is just me. You guys may see it a little bit different, but once you done seen it, you done heard it, and you done saw the actions of it, and then a year later, you want to come back out, and now you know it's a different violin playing. You got sympathy, you got empathy going on, all in the same fucking sentence. I'm sitting here like, oh, and right now, I'm just showing you guys how to, in my opinion, you don't have to take what I say with a grain of salt because it is what it is. I still, live by my law, by my rules, and mine's only, with some exceptions to the rule when I do have good people in my life that's I know ain't crossed, ain't gonna stab you, ain't gonna do none of that stuff, and so I'm open. I'm always open to say, well, oh, I like Jane's idea. Jane, girl, that's what's up. You know what? I'm gonna roll with you, but you got to be totally fucking good people. And I also have to make sure that Jane fucking resume is sitting pretty tight, not fucking toxic over here and you sitting over there. Well, Vera was doing that shit over there. What the hell you was riding with her over there? No, I can't. No, you go. I know. I won't take a chance at it. I never ever will compromise my freaking life because I like you, because of something you said, but my eyes seen differently of your character. Get the hell away from me. Period. Period. So you say I am lost. I was only there for minutes yesterday. I was like I told T-Lynn, I was miserable, girl. I mean my next door neighbor, because she works from home, right? And the computer, there's no computers or nothing, right? So I kind of step outside here and there, and she's sitting on her porch, girl, and I'm speaking, right? She's livid, honey. She livid because she's out of work right now. There's no way for her to sign. She can't get on her computers or nothing. She's sitting there with 3, 4 damn monitors. We're talking insurance. I think she does insurance claims or something like that or whatever. But yeah, so everybody was just kind of hanging out, outside or whatever. But after I went and took care of some of my big pole just to catch a glimpse of it, but I was out taking care of that, and I didn't want to slow myself down with trying to catch up on some things. So I was miserable, T-Lid. I was like a little kid, girl. I was like, I can't live no more. They done lost. I was lost big time, girl. I and touch on that, you guys, because your actions on never a straight line. It is some pieces. Maybe not, so, but that block been the show saying staying quiet, y'all, and I think block, for whatever reason, but I was like, well, block been done quiet, but like I said, since this phase 1 kind of came to where it is from yesterday about what happened, right? He finna tell it on all. He mad because the channel over Randa was laughing. I don't know how people get so mad about laughter. I can't understand that, to save my soul. I really, really try. I know people don't want to, be talked about or this or that, but if your mindset is focused on that, hello, you're on YouTube, it's just a screen. This shit isn't like the person is on your porch and brought a gang of people and laughing. People do not know it's breaking up. That's probably because I moved. People do not know how to separate it. With all the laughter that went on this channel, right? Ain't nobody said shit about killing, shooting, riding up, pulling up, none of that shit. None of it. None. But well, he supposed to be coming back live because he ready to talk his shit and tell his shit and all this shit. And I'm gonna be right there front and center so I can make sure I get my notes, so when I do go live, yeah, that's gonna happen. However, it is 4th of July weekend is coming up, so I know I'm going to try to take the kids out to some of the waterfront fireworks, you guys. So I hope to be live. I hope to be live and be back home as soon as it's over with, or maybe I'll come live before I go to the water park out there. Now, let's get into, just for a hot second, the real dealio of the emotional train, the erratic, the obnoxious, the train wreck that my I did the other live coming home. I question, why did you delete the live? I delete, first of all, what I want to delete. When I do typical shit like that, you know what? I have a chance to so it's called a strategic as got the move.